Welcome back to another painting video, where I'll be painting this stunning Burrows and Badgers model. I'm going to kick off this session with Panzer Ace's Shadow Flash by Vallejo. I'm going to use this session to paint in a different style to my normal painting style. First of all, you'll notice I'm using a white base coat instead of a black or a grey. This is to help get intensity with my colours. My next task is to tackle the plate armour, and I'm going to be doing this in a non-metallic style. To achieve this style, I'm going to be using a wet blending technique. Once I've got the base colour down of Dark Sea Blue by Vallejo model colour, I then come in with a mix of Dark Sea Blue and white and blend the two colours together. I simply slowly increase the amount of white to the blue to give me the contrast which will give me the effect of metal. Now the armour is finished, I'm going to come in and base coat the rest of the model. After base coating all the clothed areas, I finish off with the sash in royal purple. The next step is to work on the shadows and highlights of the clothing, and again I'm going to be using a wet blending technique to achieve this effect. I wanted to avoid using washes on this miniature, and by using a wet blending technique I'll be able to achieve my shadows and highlights in one session. So working here on the sash, I'm using Deep Purple by Vallejo model colour and AK Interactive's Blue Violet. With a slight mix of white as well, I am using the colours together and wet blending them together on the sash to achieve the highlights and shadows. I now start to blend in the highlights and shadows to the areas that are red on the clothing. And again, the same process to the blue areas. I wanted to reduce the amount of washes I use on the miniature. However, I do use a wash here on the bleached bone colour to the miniature's jacket, just to give it a bit more depth that I probably wouldn't get if I was to use any other sort of technique. So the eyes are going to be quite simple in this miniature. They're literally going to be black, sort of black beady eyes. So just coming into the eyes, just dropping some black in there. So to the feather plume, I wanted to blend the white and the yellow in a bit more. So just going to come back in with the Stonewall Grey, which I originally used to paint over the white base coat. I'm just bringing that back on to the feathers. Then I'll come back in with the yellow and just blend that in whilst it's wet. So I'm just going to pick out some strapping with some Beastie Brown by Vallejo Game Colour. Just some areas I missed on the miniature as I was doing the base coating. Just a simple layer highlight here with some white over the top of the Stonewall Grey on the feathers, just to pop the feathers a bit more and have them register as white. So I didn't film the process of painting the sword, however it's very similar to painting the plate armour. So here I've sort of moved on a few steps and I'm now just filling in the base with a heavy sienna. So something I like to do to character models in my armies, I wouldn't do this to just your usual grunts or unit fillers, but for characters or small war bands, this last technique really helps to pop the miniature, and that's simply doing some black lining. So black lining really helps to enhance those shadows, but at the same time also differentiate certain features on the model. So for example, the sash, it will really help to define the sash against the plate armour. This is a technique that many people like to leave out because maybe it appears tricky or difficult, or you need a steady hand, but with practice it's well worth doing, and it doesn't take long to be able to do it, and it simply is just bringing a black line down the crevices of the model. It is actually very easy, it just needs time and patience. So after some basing, the model is finally complete, and I even painted a little friend for him to go into battle with. So all in all, I think he came out really quite nice. It captured that vibrant feel, which I was hoping to go for with the bright undercoat. it was also nice to prove to myself that I didn't need to use washes to get the desired effects. So please, as always, leave some comments, let me know what you think of today's video. Do you struggle not to use washes? Is this something that you potentially could try? I'd love to hear from you. So there's a number of ways to support the channel, but please, the best way really is to subscribe to the channel and leave some comments. And if you'd like to be part of my Discord community, head down to the Discord link in the description below and pop in and say hi. So with that, as always, stay safe and I'll see you in the next video. I'll catch you later.